Mounir Lazzez and Ange Loosa in the welterweight division. This fight is going to happen tomorrow on Saturday on the main card of UFC Fight Night. Luque versus Muhammad 2. It was a short notice fight, and I'm surprised it's going to be on the main card because this is actually the 6th fight added to the main card. We got Luque, Muhammad, Gaji versus Baralho, Fialho, Baeza, Yanan Wu, Mariano Silva, Pat Sabatini, and TJ Laramie. Usually, that's all the main card fights we're gonna get, but we got another one, Mounir Lazzez and Ange Loosa. Originally, it was Mounir Lazzez taking on Alizu Zaleski. My personal prediction for that fight was Alizu Zaleski winning that fight by a decision, but now it is a lot closer. Mounir Lazzez, 10 wins and 2 losses, fighting out of Dubai, beating Abdurazak Al-Hassan, beating Sasha Palatnikov, a UFC fighter, losing to Eldar Eldarov, a very good wrestler over there in Brave CF. Honestly, this guy should probably be in the UFC, as he's beaten many UFC caliber guys, including, of course, Mounir Lazzez. He's a very solid guy, so he's got a lot of knockout wins on his record in Mounir Lazzez. Very good striker, very tall, very lengthy guy for the division, and that is going to be an advantage here, fighting a guy like Ange Loosa. As for the height there, he's going to be about 3 inches taller. He is going to be about 2 inches longer than Ange Loosa. He's not the one coming in on short notice. He doesn't have to cut a drastic amount of weight on, 4 days notice like Ange Loosa does. So there are a lot of advantages going Mounir Lazzez in terms of height, in terms of reach, not coming in on short notice. So the weight advantage will be good. The cardio is pretty iffy on who's going to have the advantage there, because I really don't know how Ange Loosa is going to look coming in on short notice for this fight against Mounir Lazzez. But Ange Loosa is also very solid. A loss to Jonathan Thompson by split decision. Not too sure if he actually lost that fight. I really don't know if he really deserved to lose that fight by a split decision. But the other one was to Jack Della Maddalena in a banger Dana White's Contender Series fight. Then he beat John Howard after that by a decision. That was literally 2 weeks ago. Absolutely insane. So this should be a good fight. Ange Loosa is a very good pressure striker in this fight. That's what he's gonna have to do, is come forward on Mounir Lazzez, pressure, and just try to mix in those takedowns. Both guys are pretty good wrestling. Their takedown defense, it's a little iffy. Mounir Lazzez can get taken down. He's not really the best defensive wrestler. Ange Loosa is a little bit better of a defensive wrestler in my opinion, and a little bit of a better offensive wrestler, but neither guy is really like that really good wrestler and grappler type of guy. So I assume most of the fight is going to be spent on the feet, mainly striking. Mounir Lazzez trying to keep range, just touch Ange Loosa on the outside, maybe popping a few hard shots to look for the finish every now and then, but it's mainly going to be Ange Loosa coming forward and Mounir Lazzez kind of countering him as he is coming to the inside. And then Ange Loosa just trying to mix in a little bit of grappling and a little bit of wrestling. So it's going to be a close fight. I can see it going to Ange Loosa. I can see it going to Mounir Lazzez. It really just depends on what Ange Loosa comes out there. If it's Ange Loosa just kind of looking at his opponent, waiting for Mounir Lazzez to make the first move, Ange Loosa is gonna lose the fight. He needs to make the first move. He needs to come forward. He needs to defend the strikes from those counter punches of Mounir Lazzez, and he needs to come in, land some heavy shots on the inside, and then land a few takedowns. I think that's going to be the path to victory for Ange Loosa. But Originally, I was going to lean Ange Loosa to win. I watched a little bit more film on both guys, and the fact that it is short notice, maybe if the fight was not short notice, possibly I could go Mounir Lazzez to win, but the weight cut is going to be absolutely horrible for Ange Loosa here. He's a very big guy cutting down to the welterweight division. He's smaller, he's less lengthy. Mounir Lazzez has had a full camp to prepare for Alizu Zaleski, who in my opinion is a better fighter than Ange Loosa. So it's a close fight. I don't know if Ange Loosa is going to be able to keep on going with the pace for a full 3 rounds, coming forward, putting on the pressure, mixing in the takedown. So maybe one of those early rounds, first or second round, Loosa could win one of those. But later on as the fight goes, because he is taking the fight on short notice, I'm going to lean towards Mounir Lazzez to win 2 out of the 3 rounds there. Mounir Lazzez by a 29-28 decision right there.